Welcome to This Week in Star Trek History for the week of November 18th through 24th, 2024. As always, links to the Memory Alpha Star Trek Wiki page for each subject profile can be found in the pinned comment below. Let's get started. On November 18, 1946, author Alan Dean Foster and late actress Maggie Threat are both born in New York City, New York, United States. Alan Dean Foster is the author behind the Star Trek Log series of books novelizing the animated series, which were published between 1974 and 1978. He also wrote the basic story that became Star Trek the Motion Picture, receiving an on-screen story by credit, and the novelizations of Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, as well as an original novel set in the Kelvin timeline entitled Refugees, which was originally scheduled for publication in 2010, before being put on an indefinite hold in order to prevent any storyline damage to the ongoing Kelvin films, and finally being released in 2020 under the finalized title, The Unsettling Stars. Maggie Threat portrayed Ruth Bonaventure, one of the title characters, in the original series episode Mudd's Women. Threat passed away in Long Island, New York, United States on December 18, 2022 at the age of 76. On November 18, 1994, the motion picture Star Trek Generations is released at theaters in the United States. The film was the first to have a standalone website created for its promotional campaign. On November 18, 1997, Dame Jean Conan Doyle, the second daughter of Sherlock Holmes author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, passes away at the age of 84. She was born on December 21, 1912. No birth or death location information is publicly available. Following the death of her brother Adrian in 1970, Dame Jean became the owner of all Sherlock Holmes literary copyrights. It is for this reason that the 1991 documentary television special Star Trek 25th Anniversary Special and the sixth-season Next Generation episode Ship in a Bottle featured credits thanking Dame Jean for permitting the use of Sherlock Holmes characters and iconography. Following her death, Dame Jean's will stipulated that all Holmes copyrights were to be given to the Royal National Institute for the Blind, who then sold the rights back to the remaining Doyle heirs. On November 19, 1953, Robert Beltran, the actor who portrayed Chakotay on Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Prodigy, is born in Bakersfield, California, United States. A full list of other characters Beltran portrayed can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On November 19, 1957, late composer Joel Goldsmith, son of Jerry Goldsmith, is born in Los Angeles, California, United States. He passed away of cancer on April 29, 2012 in Hidden Hills, California, United States at the age of 54. After working in the sound effects department on Star Trek the Motion Picture, Joel worked alongside his father in creating the score for Star Trek First Contact, and rearranging his father's theme for Star Trek Voyager into both pop, instrumental, and synth variations that were released alongside an extended version of the regular theme as a 3-track CD single. Joel would later go on to be largely associated with the Stargate brand, serving as the de facto chief composer for the franchise, specifically the 3 television series in the franchise, SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe, including the title theme tunes for all 3 series. On November 19, 1963, Terry Farrell, the actress who portrayed Jadzia Dax in the first 6 seasons of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, is born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, United States. A full list of other characters Farrell portrayed can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On November 19, 1988, Patrick Kwok-Choon, the actor who portrayed Gien Reese and his Mirror Universe counterpart on Star Trek Discovery, is born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. On November 19, 2020, Herbert F. Solow, the former Desilu, later Paramount Television, executive in charge of production on the first 2 seasons of Star Trek the Original Series, passed away in Malibu, California, United States at the age of 89. He was born in New York City, New York, United States on December 14, 1930. Along with original series associate producer Robert H. Justman, Solo was also the author, as well as co-narrator of the audiobook version of the 1996 book Inside Star Trek: The Real Story, which was later turned into a 1998 television special. On November 20th, 1929, actor Jerry Hardin is born in Dallas, Texas, United States. He portrayed three characters: Radue in the first season Next Generation episode When the Bow Breaks, Samuel Clemens, also known as legendary author Mark Twain, in the fifth season finale and sixth season premiere of The Next Generation Time's Arrow, and Neria in the first season Voyager episode Emanations. On November 20th, 1931, William Ware Tice, the costume designer for Star Trek: The Original Series and the first season of The Next Generation, is born in Medford, Massachusetts, United States. He passed away of AIDS complications in Los Angeles, California, United States on December 15, 1992, at the age of 61. On November 20th, 1967, and on his 24th attempt, designer Matt Jeffries gets approval on his design for the Klingon D7 class battlecruiser. On November 20th, 2019, Michael J. Pollard, who portrayed Jan in the original series episode Miri, passed away in Los Angeles, California, United States at the age of 80. He was born in Passaic, New Jersey, United States on May 30th, 1939. A year after Miri first aired, Pollard would receive an Academy Award nomination as Best Supporting Actor for his role as C.W. Moss in the motion picture Bonnie and Clyde. On November 21st, 1924, late actor Joseph Campanella is born in Lewistown, Pennsylvania, United States. He passed away in Sherman Oaks, California, United States on May 16, 2018 at the age of 93. Decades after being considered for the role of Kang in the original series episode Day of the Dove, before Michael Ansara was ultimately cast in that part, Campanella was ultimately cast as the arbitrator in the 7th season Voyager episode Author, Author. On November 21st, 1934, Lawrence Luckinbill, the actor who played Sybok in Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, is born in Fort Smith, Arkansas, United States. On November 21st, 1947, Tiny Ron, born Ronald Taylor, the late actor best known for his role as Maihar'du, manservant for Grand Nagus Zek in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, is born in Torrance, California, United States. He passed away of cancer in Los Angeles, California, United States on November 29, 2019, at the age of 72. After Maihar'du, Tiny Ron went on to play the Alpha Hirogen Idrin in the Voyager episodes Message in a Bottle and Hunters. On November 21st, 1948, actress Kim Braden is born in London, England, United Kingdom. Braden portrayed Ensign Janet Brooks in the 4th season Next Generation episode The Loss, and Elise Picard, Picard's wife in the Nexus, in the motion picture Star Trek Generations. On November 21st, 1965, actor-director Alexander Siddig, formerly billed under the name Siddig El-Fadil, the actor who portrayed Dr. Julian Bashir on Star Trek Deep Space Nine and later in Star Trek Online, is born in Omdurman, Sudan. Siddig also portrayed Bashir in the 6th season Next Generation episode Birthright Part 1. A full list of other characters Siddig portrayed can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. Siddig also directed the Deep Space Nine episodes Business as Usual under the name Siddig El-Fadil and Prophet and Lace. On November 21st, 1975, actor Jimmy Simpson, who voiced the various versions of Dreadnought in Star Trek Prodigy, is born in Hackettstown, New Jersey, United States. On November 21st, 1977, David Tristan Birkin, the actor who portrayed René Picard in the 4th season Next Generation episode Family, is born in London, England, United Kingdom. 2 years after Family, Birkin portrayed the young version of Jean-Luc Picard in the 6th season episode Rascals. On November 21st, 1984, actress Lindsey Hawn is born in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States. Hawn portrayed two holographic characters for Star Trek Voyager. Beatrice Burley, a character in Janeway's Gothic holonovel in the first season episode Learning Curve and the second season episode Persistence of Vision, and Belle, a member of the Doctor's holographic family in the third season episode Real Life. On November 22, 1954, musician and actor Craig Huxley is born in Sherman Oaks, California, United States. Under the name Craig Hundley, Huxley portrayed Peter Kirk, James's nephew, in the first season original series episode Operation Annihilate, and Tommy Starnes in the third season original series episode And the Children Shall Lead. Under his given name, he contributed the instrument he popularized, the blaster beat, for the scores of Star Trek the Motion Picture, serving as the primary musical signature for V'ger, Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, and Star Trek III The Search for Spock. He also composed the synthesizer music heard under the Genesis Project demonstration film seen in The Wrath of Khan, The Search for Spock, and Star Trek IV The Voyage Home. For Khan, he received no credit. For Search, he was credited under his Hundley name. For Voyage, he was properly credited under his Huxley name. On November 22, 1996, the motion picture Star Trek First Contact is released in North America, the United States, and Canada. On November 22, 2003, Memory Alpha is launched. The website I use to create these videos. Memory Alpha is a Wikipedia-style website dedicated to the preservation and sharing of canonical information about the Star Trek franchise. On November 23, 1967, Sally Elise Richardson, now known as Sally Richardson Whitfield, the actress who portrayed the dual role of Nadell and Fenna in the second season Deep Space Nine episode Second Sight, is born in Chicago, Illinois, United States. Like so many of her fellow Star Trek actors, Richardson voiced a character in the 1994 to 1997 Disney animated series Gargoyles. Specifically, Richardson voiced Elisa Maza, an NYPD detective and primary human ally of the clan of Gargoyles who served as the series' main characters. For more information on Richardson and her fellow Star Trek alumni who voiced for Gargoyles, please watch Neo Blissey X vs. Presents Gargoyles vs. Star Trek 30 Years Later. You can find a link in the end cards at the end of this video. On November 23, 1970, Oded Fehr, the actor who portrayed Fleet Admiral Charles Vance in Star Trek Discovery and the forthcoming Star Trek Starfleet Academy, is born in Tel Aviv, Israel. Fehr is perhaps best known for his role as Medjay warrior Ardeth Bay in the 1999 film The Mummy and its sequel, 2001's The Mummy Returns. On November 24, 1947, Dwight Schultz, the actor who portrayed Reginald Barclay in Star Trek The Next Generation, Voyager, and the motion picture Star Trek First Contact, is born in Baltimore, Maryland, United States. On November 24, 1957, Denise Crosby, the actress who portrayed Natasha Yar, and later her half-Romulan daughter Sela, on Star Trek The Next Generation and in Star Trek Online, is born in Hollywood, California, United States. On November 24, 1966, Russell Watson, the vocalist for the theme song of Star Trek Enterprise, Where My Heart Will Take Me, is born in Salford, England, United Kingdom.